So good morning, and welcome everyone to the Women's Coffee Club. I'm so happy to see all of you here. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other and to learn from a different presenter each week. This morning, so happy and so grateful for Monica Cilmi to be presenting How to Color Your Dream. So, or the color of your dream. So anyway, Monica, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about you, and your background and why you decided this topic, and then you go ahead and present your, session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. I'm very happy to be here with you, lovely soul. Basically, I'm a professional artist and also an author. I wrote 6 books related to art field. So art is really my passion. It's not, I always say, it's not what I do, it's who I am. But then I also study because I always wanted to help people. So I decided to study life coaching, shamanism, any different healing practices. So I became a transformational life coach, which actually is a course specific, and I studied in America for that. So my mentor is from the US, and it's called actually Dream Building. So my main course was I'm a dream builder, basically. That's what I am as a coach. And then I also study chakra dance, so specialized with chakras in relate to a movement practice, which is dance. It's another story. It's completely different. But in what I do with mandala is more related to the dream building in sense that I realize I'm a professional artist and I do other things, but I wanted to really create this link, join in the tools I learn as a coach and transformation with people to really, I know, it just change, transform and shift your life at the same time with the creativity in me. And so I actually kind of create an explosion through my artwork and what I learn. And that's why I create a course and I carry on with Mandala. So basically, I'm a mix of a creator of dreams in an art sense. So I'm an artist and coach. Now, the way I came across mandala, it was actually through the university because I study Asian art. I specialize in Japanese and Korean art. And I don't know if you know, if you're familiar with mandala in general, but you might know that mandala originally, traditionally, it comes from a Buddhist tradition, so in terms of religion. So, and also, you say in Japan, there's Shintoism, a different form of religion, but it's a spiritual form. So I studied in history of art of Japan, mandala, and then once I came across with that, starting to study more and more. I want to learn, understand more. As an artist, I wanted to create mandalas. So I actually studied a bit more about mandala, also the way, in the modern sense, the way we see mandala now, because it's not like the Buddhists used to do, it's different now. So that's just the background in terms of history and the different culture they use it. But basically, in the modern world, one of the inspiration was Carl Jung. Carl Jung, because he's the psychologist, is the one, the first who really used mandala, and he realized it's the best to connect with your own self, and it has a very healing power. So I can actually now start what I'm saying, just starting, do the presentation basically. And what I really feel is it's incredible is itself is the fact that it's in a circle. It's not just what you put in a mandala. First of all, mandala actually is come from the formal language of India, Sanskrit, and it means circle. That's what it means, literally. So, and they actually originally is like as a center, and then a rise of symbols, shapes, and form, then got around it, which in a religious sense at the time was because Buddha was at the center of it, and then all the deities and all the symbology about the religions was around him. But in a modern sense, and the way I do and work with mandala now is mostly about in the center is you, it's your own life, expanding to connect with the universe. The circle is, as you know, geometrically, it doesn't have an end. right? It's not like other geometric shapes. So that's the point. The circle represents unity, represent the whole, represent the continuous. It's a journey of life. It never ends, it never stops. And you can go back to it and recharge, recreate energy. So, and because it's actually a sense of unity, it helps you to stay connected first with your own self, with your inner self, and then of course with the world around you. Is of course not just having a circle and that's it. The moment you create drawing some shapes, line, and the color itself you use inside of that circle, it creates, it's just it's difficult to explain. It's very abstract in a way. It's a feeling you have. Then you drawing, and the moment you draw it like in a circle, you feel like it created, it's a kind of a like a meditative art. Like when you do meditation, you actually, or you close your eyes or gaze down. Anyway, you find a way to feel in your sacred space. When you draw in a circle, you're already in a sacred space. The circle itself give it a space to you. It's because you have a limitation, but it's how can I say, free limitation. It's not like, but you have the opportunity to stay in that space, which is a sacred space, and really concentrate on that. And colors wise, shapes wise, is very personal, but also you may have sacred geometry, which is connect with mandala. Sacred geometry, it's a vibrational energy that connect with numbers. So basically, mandala is very connected with maths, geometry, and numbers. And Pythagoras used to say that he realized that in his opinion, numbers are sacred symbols. They're not what we think when we study maths. Oh, it's very boring. Maths is actually, there's a lot more behind numbers than what we, usually come across with in our life. So, and the moment you create certain shapes inside the circle, you connect with a certain energy, and you can actually, how can I say, you can actually create a vision through that. You can actually set an intention. That's what I do with my client. You set an intention before you start drawing, and see the circle and trying to see yourself in that. It's something I can explain, but you can only understand it when you do it, basically. But I have to give you an idea. And then once you actually in there, you will feel what color comes to you, what you expect, what you actually want to achieve at that particular moment. If you don't set an intention, it's more like a nice creativity exercise. Once you set an intention, it's different, because you can say to yourself, that's what I want to achieve. That's what I'm here for at this moment in my life. In this, it could be anything. And that's what I call vision for your life. There is different way to, in my dream building experience, the way we're doing this was through words. You write your vision, but you write your vision as something is already there. You don't write, I will do this, I want to do this. No, I'm doing this. So like you already have that. You put your vibrationally in the state of being there already. With the mandala is even more beautiful to me, because you do the same, but instead of using words, you use colors, shapes, and you are free to express yourself in a more visual way. So when it's finished, whatever you see in front of you, it doesn't have to be a beautiful artwork. You don't have to be able to draw well. It doesn't matter. It's whatever is in there. It's kind of your path to your vision. And every time you go and look, you can even meditate the way you do it, but having this mandala in front of you, there are different ways you could do it. But it's the power of the circle mixed with the power of art and colors, which is trying to teach people art is a lot more what people think, as a very, very powerful opportunity to help you to communicate, to express yourself in different way. And it's a lot more really, it's infinity what you can get with from that. And it's not necessary for everyone, but it can be done by anyone, in a sense. I was thinking to help you maybe to understand a bit more. I can share a screen. I have like a short PowerPoint presentation, because I think with mandala, if you see image, it make more sense. So I can tell you what kind of work I've been doing and why in a certain way. Right. Let me know if when when you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah. So yeah, just the percentage. So this is what actually I was saying to you. When you see the present, when she present me, Rainy was putting some information about me, what I say, and that's what I just repeating about the fact that then the moment you draw and coloring, you bring energy and clarity. Now there is a symbology about colors. There's psychology of colors, but when I actually work with mandala with people, I don't want to really talk about that. I want you to see color in your own personal way. Because if I tell you red means this, red symbolizes, but maybe for you at that moment, it doesn't symbolize that. It's something different. So I leave it completely free, and you're free to really feeling in your sacred space and see the color, the shapes in any way you like. And that's what I just say. I'm ready to you if you're interested to understand more. So circles are important symbol across the world. I think you notice in any culture they've been used. American Indian used a lot with the wheel and the different way they do it. The drink catcher, it's all in a circle. So it creates connection amongst people, and it creates equality, unity. So it's kind of, you can call it as a portal. For me, it's a portal to communication, first of all to yourself, to your inner self, and then to others. So you open up, you can see things that are not limited by possibility by yourself. I have an example of a testimonial of a person who told me once, look, since I've done mandala with you, and we're talking about really drawing, create the mandala, not just talking about mandala, she said, I'm feeling like an onion. I'm taking layers and layers, and I start seeing myself. That was she realized, the clarity she created by drawing the mandala. And it is kind of automatic. You don't really think that that's going to happen. You just go with it, and then something happen in you, something shift. It happened to me every time I draw mandala myself, just because I feel down, I feel a bit strange. I want something always shifts. So you can call it magical practice. I don't know what you want to call it, but for me it's very magical. So if I show you some of the example, I put down these three art together because they are related to specific things. So the first on the left, it was created with the intention of balancing the chakras. And therefore you got the 7 colors of rainbow, the chakras, so that, and the reason why, as you can see, you more used to mandala, they don't have anything coming out of the circle, right? This one has things going out. And this because the symbology of the idea of the chakra, the energy around you, they actually expand outside of you, outside of everything. So it's kind of a represent expansion. So that's the intention. So the second one, the intention about seeing my vision. They could be see your vision. So you're in the middle. In that case, the middle is a family, a mother and father and a child. And you can even write in your mandala. So writing and put it together, whatever you're feeling or what you want to achieve or you want to or to expect. So it's about vision, so chakra vision. And the third one, you can guess because I put grateful inside. It's a gratitude mandala. So even when you draw a mandala, you don't draw a mandala just one common, just like that. You just having you can call it, I do like a lesson on gratitude mandala, abundance mandala, letting go mandala, fear mandala, and it's just a past and present. So it's the intention that create what you put in the circle will make more sense to you, and it will really help you to connect. So in that case, I put in the middle, I'm grateful, and then there are words and color that reflect what I'm grateful for. And these are kind of with a specific intention. What I did with the, sorry, I'm just trying to see, okay. With these three, these are completely out of what normally a mandala, in a not traditional way. Again, taking out the line outside the circle. And that's something I don't teach or tell people. I don't usually tell people to do this straight away. but it's like an extra step once you learn how to design and create something in the mandala for yourself. And then you can actually be more free to let out. Just to give you some example, you can see anything in those. One is more specific about color, the one on the left, the one in the middle is more tribal, and the idea was representing something. Then I see a turtle in there. People say, I don't see a turtle. It doesn't matter. You see something else. It's just the point. And the third one is about vibration and energy movement. So that's the difference. The mandala we usually been seen in, a traditional Japanese, Chinese, or Indian, or traditional religious or spiritual kind of mandala, are more like layers which they come from the center and grow and grow in a different way, in a more geometric, balanced way. So these three are more related to the sacred geometry of certain shape and circles. So they repeat themselves. So I always say you always start from the center. Okay, always start from the center, because it's like you start from the you have to focus on something specific, and the best way to concentrate on yourself, your own soul, and then the center is you. So you start from the center, and which it could be anything. And when actually people start drawing or create this kind of mandala, I always advise to draw like 3 or 4 circles inside a list. You can do more, you can do less, but never less than 3 circles. You go the external one, the middle one, the smaller for yourself, and then you can add in between these two, the external circle and the internal one, another one, other 2 at least. Then you can go as many as you like. Again, that's about the layers of your intention, the layers of your life, or the layers of whatever you feel at that particular time in your life. Again, you set an intention, but you don't think too much about what you're going to do. The intention has to be clear, but next you go with the flow. And you don't think, I like to use this color. You go with the color, then your hands pick up. You pick up your mind, your brain, your heart, you will pick up a certain color for a certain reason. You don't need to give a reason to that. You will find the reason inside the mandala. So, and these actually are very traditionally inspired by nature, and the sacred geometry you always find in nature, especially in flowers. So as you can see, it looks a bit more like flower shapes, and with a bit of practice, everyone can do it. But it doesn't matter to want to do this. Is more, for me, it's more important going back to this, because you still draw in different circles, but it's about you and making your own. That's the way I think it's more intense, and then you can actually create meditation through that. So you basically, the moment you draw, it's very important, of course, like any other kind of spiritual practice, you can draw a mandala and at the same time someone call you, or you have your phone on, has to be, of course, like at any meditative art, you have to be there 100% with yourself. So that's the main point. And after that, it's just having a journey with the mandala. It's basically a spiritual journey. You can have some music, you can just draw the main circle first, and then you actually have set an intention, and then you can start drawing. And in terms of the mandala as technical skill, they're not essential. You can use any type of color you like. I always say go with your feelings. And one thing I often advise, the very first time you do a mandala, the best way to connect with yourself, with your true self, is actually using a black paper and using pastels. The black will give you the opportunity to really, because the black is kind of an empty space when you're going to put things on that. The white is already strong, energetic color, energetic light. So the black will keep you more connected, and using color pastel, you just put it there without having worry to do anything perfect in a sense. So yeah, there's something. Yeah, sorry. Is someone say? I don't know. Sorry, I thought someone wants to say something. No. So yeah, actually, before I go on, would you like to ask me something specifically, or what I say? Because maybe something's not clear. Want me to clarify something or anything?
So, Monica, is this
Yes.
kind of for those of us who are not familiar with mandala, I know what it is, but I don't practice it. So this is like a form of self-expression
Yeah.
to to
Yeah.
kind of express your feelings, your thoughts, your dreams, to connect with
Yeah.
yourself
It is
and
expressing it and manifest at the same time, but it takes practice. It's kind of a like so you actually are able to, because you become self-aware when you draw the mandala itself is something you actually, the moment you make it, it creates something in you. It's kind of a, like, for example, if you focus on the fact, I want to really um, get off my self-limited beliefs, the moment you set an intention, the moment you draw, whatever you draw is going to come from that particular issue, or the things you want to get out of you. So it's kind of a it's a self-expression, self-awareness, but you actually about how you put everything that comes from you inside the circle. You let it out, basically, in a different way, if it makes sense. It's also because it's very visual. Uh, it's kind of easier to see it because it might seems very abstract in terms of talking about it to actually doing something. So, and that's why I wanted to give you the freebie I have on my website to see if you wanted to try it. Because the freebie has a video with step by step to draw a particular mandala and see how you feel about it. So I think it's very a practical kind of meditate art in a sense, if it makes sense.
oops. Yes, so what you're saying is that you have a website where we have some
I can
freebies
send you the
that
link. I can send the link to the ladies they're interested, and is you put email, and then you actually the free exercise. Yes.
okay. So are you do you have more to present, or you want to just
No, I yeah, that's what you can have. I can send you this or give it. No, basically, that what actually is in a sense of you using the mandala for self-awareness, and is a lot more and than I teach into my course, and also another, it's just all about, I mean, I can't tell you about each, because each session I usually do is for a different topic, a different so if you do a gratitude mandala, we're talking about gratitude first. If it's a, so in a presentation like this, I can only give you a general idea what I do with this mandala, what you can work with mandala. I don't know if it's that's why I say you, if anything you want to ask me specifically, then it's not clear, or you want to know more, you tell me, I mean, because that's what it is basically
okay.
in the way.
Can you stop the share and then we can
Yes, sure.
discuss this? Okay. What I'm thinking is that let's just go around to get the feedback, if people are familiar with mandala and if they're using it or if they're using some other form of method to express or to connect with themselves. So let's start with Lachelle. Lachelle, what are your thoughts about mandala? Or are you familiar? Or I know she's a dream builder coach also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a life mastery consultant. It's interesting looking at this. I did this class during 2020, and this guy came in and he had us do a mandala. I had no idea, and it was so interesting. And so looking at these, I'm looking for the circles automatically, and so I was curious. When you're doing this, is it just all free form and you're just drawing the lines on the like the outline first, and then you go back and color it, or how, or is it
Yes,
different every
yes,
single
yeah.
time?
Yes, basically, you draw the main circle. Some people use a compass, some people use a plate if you don't have a compass, just have the main circle. And then if in certain case, I don't draw anything else in terms of with a compass, and I just go free by hand, and I always separate in two parts, basically the drawing and then the coloring, because you actually, when you set an intention, is the shape and the form you create first, and then you color in. If you do at the same time, it doesn't really make you focus on what you're trying to achieve. It's a similar kind of dream building. You need step by step, and you actually, the way you write it down, your vision, you concentrate on different parts, and then you actually put color into it. The color is your vision becoming reality. So that, yeah, that's what sometimes, if we have the input, what you just said, and that's what I forgot to add before. So yeah, well, that's the way I do it. Some other times, it depends on again, it depends on the topic or what kind of mandala I do. It can also, you still with a compass, inside the circle, I create more circles. So you do like a geometric circles with the compass instead, and then I add freehand shapes. So there are two ways to do it. Completely freehand, still in the circle, or a mix of both. Geometric shapes, you can use a ruler if you want to draw other symbolic shapes like triangle or square, but mostly I go very circular because for the idea of the vision and stuff, it gives you a more movement energetic than the very not static but sharp kind of shapes. So that, I hope we answer your question somehow. Yeah,
It does, yeah. That it's cool, and it's fun because I've never seen mandalas that color outside the line, so it's kind of fun to see different interpretations.
Yeah, this is my own way of doing it. But I say to people, if you feel like it, you're not.
Yeah.
Because some people think you're not allowed to. But we're not talking about doing a mandala for Buddhist or doing it the proper way. We're talking about using it as a tool to really grow and express, manifest. So if you feel your energy going outside of the circle, go for it, because that's what you need at that moment. If you don't, you don't. It's not like you have to do it that way or not. It depends of when I work with people, it depends on the person I have in front of me. Some people feel the need to do that, some people don't. I can't tell you have to do it this way, or it just it doesn't work that way. And it has to come from you, like a dream building. We say always, it's not like the kind of coach I'll tell you what to do. I give you the structure and then you go for it. They say, basically, I'm putting in the mandala what I learned in dream building, but through using art and creativity. That's what I'm trying to achieve, and I'm still working on it. So sharing with you what that's the point of what I want to achieve. Actually, your feedback helped me to see if it's working, if it could work for you or for others. It makes sense, basically, because it's like kind of a new creation for me, in a sense, because I just created myself, mixing the tools and the knowledge I have.
Well, I love what you've done. It's fun, and I my favorite one, or my favorite two, are your dream one, and the gratitude one, the grateful.
Oh yeah,
and then the
yeah.
opportunity to the other ones. I really love that. So thank you for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
Yeah,
you
thank you, Michelle, and thank you, Monica. I think this is really neat because this is just an option, right? For self-expression and how you kind of express your feeling and your thoughts into some art form, drawings, and just kind of, if you're doing it for yourself, you could just do whatever you want with the circle shape. It's to help yourself to manifest your dreams and all that through an art form. So I love that. Mary M, what's your thought?
Well, I wanted to thank you, Monica, for presenting. This is fascinating, and I love it because I grew up around art, and art is always a part of my life. But what I'd like to know, what's the difference between neurographical? That's a method of, again, designing and, doing self-expression. What is the difference between that and Mandala?
Well, this is a good question. It's very difficult sometimes because I had a lot of people say, there a lot of people actually, they create mandala, but they do it as a graphic design, as a, you know, and a lot geometric, which is a beautiful, but they don't necessarily have that meaning. It's just a form of art, and that's it. The difference is the mandala has the potential or the power to do what I want to do. And even the people, they do graphic, or, you know, sometimes you can do very digitally. Digital doesn't have the same feeling. But digital, for example, digital artwork as a mandala, how can I say, the difference is you actually draw something and not necessarily get something from it in terms of self-awareness, because it's your approach to it. It's not the mandala itself, it's the way you approach it, the way you set why you're doing this mandala. So if I draw something, if I sit down on the table, take a piece of paper and take a pen and just do a mandala and just realize, then that not necessarily means I'm connected with myself. It's about the, how can I say, the tools that you use. It's like having, when I say set an intention, that will make a difference, separate, just do a graphic mandala with what I do. Because if you, the moment you set an intention, you actually prepare yourself energetically to that particular thing we're looking for. And you say, I'm doing this, I'm going to earn $10,000 today, the month, and then you do this feeling in the mandala. I don't think the graphic designer do mandala, they think about anything specifically. It's just about creating intricate designs. It's true, after you see this intricate design, they can give you a lot as well in terms of because itself, the circle does a lot in your mind. So even just a look at this work. But the difference between me and this is that we do it together. You do the mandala, you know, design a beautiful mandala, you design yourself in the mandala. Mm-hmm. You create your own vision. You put your, it's like you jump into it, if it makes sense. You know, I think about like a jumping the mandala, which when you do just as an artist or as a designer, you don't have the need to do that. I mean, it's always something behind it, because whatever person loves mandala, even just as an artist, there must be something spiritual around it, because mandala, it's already as it is, as something in. So I think it's more the approach and the way you do create the mandala, and what I say step by step. You do this and the same, because if I tell you do exactly this circle this way and that's it, it's just drawing a good mandala. If I say you're drawing this, think about the way expanding yourself. What are you seeing right now? So it's a process and a journey while we do it, which I'm not doing now, because we're not doing a mandala together, which you could do one day together if you want to, but that's the difference. Does it make sense a bit? Does it, I don't know, Mariam, does it answer a bit? Were you asking somehow?
Yes, I understood, but neurographical, it's another way of expressing.
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Yeah, but the neurographical, as I'm familiar with that, but not as much as in a sense of when you do it, is the person do, or you do it and then you actually use it for people to look at them. I don't remember that exactly. So
yeah, that's
the
more like a self-expression. I don't know much about it, but I did. One of our members in Noble Goldman is very passionate about it, so I took initiative, and you start drawing, but there is some guidelines. It's not circle necessarily, but it is all the edges have to be rounded.
Okay. Yes. So they actually there is a connection.
There's a lot, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's like a meditative, state too.
So I think it's a similar, yeah, exactly. I think the way I do it is more like a beginning of open up to what is it, and then it get kind of embedded with the mandala itself. I think the neuro mandala, the way I do it is more like a second step where you get into more specific. I think that's I might have to do research on that, because it's very interesting what you're saying. And someone got okay. So
I can bring you and show it to you.
Yeah, because I've seen some, but I didn't work on that specifically. But there are some similarity. But the approach, the stage are probably different.
So this is just a tool. So basically, it could be a different. You could use something else to express
But it's a
your.
creative tools, but we're talking about the circle. If I tell you to draw something different, it doesn't have the same aspect. The mandala, you say you could draw anything. I mean, there are different kind of practice. You could be mindful drawing and things like that, and I do that as well. But the mandala has a more direct, basically it's the more direction, scientific, it's more direct to your brain. So the neural things, as you said, is actually is into the shape itself. The only thing is I do it with the, what can I say, with the creative side in front of it, because I believe the creativity is scientific tool, not just that is a scientific tool that actually create change in your brain and your body to connect you. So it's a kind of a different approach, but there is a reason why I use mandala and not any other drawing.
Okay, I think Marianne is showing something here.
Yeah.
Marianne.
I wanted to, like, what I learned from, I don't know much about neurographical, but you're asking a question and you just start drawing.
Okay.
And then, and whatever shape it comes, you know, from one side of the page to the other side. And the only rule, and then you can color any way you want, whatever you're feeling, similar to what you're saying. The only thing is that they want us, you know, all the edges, all the intersections to be rounded.
Okay.
So the only rule is the rounded has any meaning to it?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know much about it, but that's.
Do you know if the design is already made? You just need to color in, or you have to create all the design?
You create different kind, you know, like I.
Okay, but they show you which design you have to create, or you to do it as they say. I mean, you have a template to copy. That's what I'm saying.
I think she's saying it's a free form drawing, except the edges has to be rounded.
Yeah, in my case, they're not pre-formed. That's what I'm saying. It's all you. So my idea is, how can I say? I think the difference is taking of kind of the what she's talking about is very more in a scientifically less creative. It's creative, but it's more going on science, going less. So it's kind of 70% and 30% creativity. In my case, it's the other way around. There is a science of it, but it's the creativity, the main science into it. It's difficult to explain. So basically, it depends. It's about believing. Then creativity. It's a high power. Then you actually, we all are creative. People say, "Oh, not creative at all." No, we all are. It's just about discover that. So it's more like a discovery a creativity, but through a shape and the way of drawing it, mandala, which it connect you with that. So it make it stronger, it make it more clear. If hope makes sense.
I think that circle would indicate the connection to me.
So I'm not saying they're similar to what she was saying. They're similar to that technique. Also, there are many things. Sometimes you find and they are simple, but it's not exactly the same the way I approach it. Also, I have to say, I'm a person that what it does that is another person. How can it be the same? You know, it can't be the same. And that's why, so that's just the idea.
Yeah. Omeka, what are your thoughts on this?
She's
Omeka? She's trying to unmute.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute. Wow, yeah. I used to draw. I didn't know what a mandala was when I was younger. 10, 12, I don't know, 8, whatever. Yeah, it seems like it's tapping into a whole nother dimension, realm.
Yeah.
And it's bringing our consciousness to this plane and through your hands and the paper and the colors and so good to know that I was tapping in early. It was kind of an escape, and I didn't really understand the dynamics of the relationship of my mom and what my purpose was and what I was supposed to do, quote unquote, as a daughter and as a person growing up in these interesting times, shall I say. And as people were talking and as I was looking at the different ones you had, music. I'm a drummer, and just music is always very soothing and expressive, and just wonderful. So I was hearing all kind of different types of music, not even just drumming, but yeah, it was beautiful. Thank you for your sharing. So just to clarify, you did all of those freehand.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice. But
Yeah.
I like what you said, Omeka, about consciousness, because it is, you're expressing it into an art form in the mandala. And I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah.
It's like a
Thank you.
portal. That's why I call it portal to your
Yeah, you
consciousness.
did say
Yeah.
portal. Yeah, and thank you for the ones with the words and the yeah. I'd like to.
You're welcome. I'm glad you
Yeah,
and thank you for
join is
wanting,
really
to
healing.
listen. Yeah. I
Thank you.
think
Yeah.
you will see more what it means and what it means what I'm trying to do when you do something like this, because you have to try it really, so because it's so visual. Then the moment you do it, that's what it's the beauty of it, and what I'm trying to share with more people, understanding it. It can help. And also I have these tools as a dream builder, which helps to have some more information about things that as an artist only I wouldn't have. So that's help. I can help people more in this sense because I can link the two vision and the two ideas. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you for
when
that.
else?
Yes. Um, what is it? What's her name? Suzanne. You says iPhone 12, so it's kind of
No.
gets me off track. I said, okay, so what's her name? I know you.
When I have my phone on. No, what I found very interesting, Monica, is the fact that when you said you don't think about the colors, you actually just let your hand instinctively pick one up. I thought that was so cool because that really does express the mood you're in without putting a
Yes.
lot of thought into it. And I found that was really interesting. My daughter did one in high school in her art class, and she really picked up a lot of blues, which are already in her psyche. But I
Yeah.
find it very interesting to see that you let your hands pick it up because your hand doesn't judge, but your
No,
brain
at all.
will.
Yeah, it's exactly. I think your hands is more connected with your heart. I think the
Yes.
hand, the arm, and then when I used to do Zen painting, it's all about that. It's all about connection. Your body become you. And what I believe in, what I'm trying to do is, if since we were children, we really through mandala, you will really understand. Then you can actually be self-aware. When you grow up, it'll be much easier. You will learn so much more. And then when I try to teach my son, he's only 7, but he knows about mandala and this kind, it's beautiful. So even kids can do. I used to teach mandala art in primary school. You won't believe what they draw. They're amazing. What they draw, they manage to put into there. I won't interpret because what is very important to me, I don't interpret your mandala. It's not my, I can give you advice, but never interpret it. It's your mandala. I'm not going to tell you what it means.
No,
But
it's like
the children did something amazing. And you know how many times myself as an artist, I pick up a color, I don't like this color, why am I using this? But yes, I'll accept it because that means my body's telling me that's the color I have to use right now when I do a mandala,
right.
of course.
I'm
If I ever
also a coach too, and so it's that natural notice what you're noticing. Oh
yeah,
wow.
exactly. Yeah, not just what you notice. Yes.
The hue of the color is deeper, which means I'm in a more retrospective versus lighter, which means I'm in a gayer, happier
Yeah.
mood. So the color wheels,
But
I've
it can
always
tell
found
you
the
things.
color wheel.
Another thing I didn't share, then what the your mandala talk to you. It will
Yes.
tell you things through the color. So when you finish, you say, oh, I got this quite pink over there. can it means? Like you go through yourself when you do in a normal coaching, you can do the same inside, but it's so much more fun and more.
Yeah.
I must say, it's not for everyone. Some people don't want to have anything to do with colors. So, and again, you don't have all the clients, you know, your client you have is going to be related to what you do, but there is a beauty in that. And I found fascinating because that's what I love. And you know, that's what I believe is true. I believe it happened because I have the proof of some of my clients that really shift their lives. So, you know, that's
I
what.
mean, I do counted cross stitch. So I mean, you can
Ah.
see all the different blues in here.
Right,
And it's
yeah.
just like every blue has a different tone of
Yeah,
feeling
and also
to it.
colors are different tones. It's not just one color. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank
If you
you.
that's
I
said,
thought
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
beautiful.
I think it's great. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed this part of the.
thank you. Marianne, did you finish what you were saying? Because you disappeared.
Yeah, we lost you a bit.
Yeah, I think I kind of finished. I was just showing you what neurographical is, and you asking a question, and then you start drawing. And then
Yeah,
okay.
she wanted to know if the shape was predetermined or is it a
no,
free
it could
form?
be any shape,
Okay.
depending on your feelings. Someday,
Would
you know, for
you
me,
able,
or
Mariam, to
small,
send me a link or something just to see? Or you
I don't
it be
know the
okay?
link or anything. I just
Okay.
went to this.
I'll have a look at the internet. I do research. It's always
I'll
interesting.
write it down for you, and then you could check it out. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, just have a look. It's always good to have a new idea, or just to
Yeah.
see how they do it differently.
Thank thank you.
So,
I know Tamara is working, so she can't.
ah,
She'll be on mute and she can't talk. Faith, do you have any thoughts on this? Faith, are you there? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I want to thank the speaker for the very interesting talk. I've seen these figures before, and usually like in yoga shops, and I did not know the tool that they could be for healing or awareness. So that was really interesting to learn about it. And I like to say they kind of remind me of kaleidoscopes.
yeah, it's true.
They do.
They do. Yeah, it's true. Especially when you go more and more, you know, the shape is even more. Yeah. And if you think about it, with the kaleidoscope, what I always loved, you look inside and you see all this. It's like visions. Oh, well, I can see a lot more than. So it makes sense, actually. Yeah, interesting resemblance.
Very
You're right.
And thank you for the interesting presentation.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm glad you liked.
thank you. Suzanne, you were going to say something else? You're muted.
Suzanne.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that's true. The kaleidoscope is a great comparison. That's all.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's just it's a tool that you can use to express yourself, to put your thoughts and your to manifest your vision, your dreams into an art form. And mandala has a spiritual component that's been used in the past, and it has the historical
Yeah, there's
significance.
a lot to learn from the past. There's a lot. Even if you think about any kind of religion, even if we're talking about Buddhism originally, but you can find in architecture in Europe, or you know, the stained glasses are actually mandalas.
Right.
Flower are mandalas. Everything around us, in a way, you can find mandala
Yeah.
in any kind of form.
Yeah.
To show that we are all in one place, we are part of the universe, and just, you know, to be more together is also kind of a message for me. Is a great message of
Yeah.
you know, quite idealistic to want to make the world a better place. Might not be easy, but
Yeah.
you know. So yeah,
This
yeah,
has
but
been
I'm
a
happy
great.
to. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
Remy.
No, I
No.
said
It's no
when
urgent.
we're done with this, you can post your link, your
Yeah,
website
I'm
with the
happy to
freebie.
give you the link. You can have the freebie. You can try it. This one is actually slightly different. The freebie is a video explaining, and there's also illustration step by step, and it's about the petal mandala. I put that one, which is not extra what I have in the course, because it's a simple one, and you do with the compass, but it's very unique in a sense of give you this piece of sample. But you try, and And I also have some other things I might put free later. And but we're in touch, and we're happy to know what you think, and you know, just enjoy it basically. So I can put the links there, no problem.
Yeah. Thank you
yeah.
so much for this presentation. Very interesting, because I really didn't know much about this. So we're at the end. Oh, I see Mariam with her
I see
hands up.
Mariam.
Oh,
Monica,
she was.
the
Go ahead.
circles, you said to start from the small, and it should be at least 3 circles, right? Or more.
So
So,
what I want to, for in terms of the second, tell me, yes.
so do we actually draw the circle by hand, or can we use anything like something that is like a round that we could
Yeah,
have a
no, you
perfect
can
shape?
use in terms of the circle. Don't pretend people sometimes, because otherwise might become. If you want the real circle, the feeling of it, you have to go a compass or a plate. Yes, some
Yes.
people use a smaller plate or mugs, whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you do that. I
Right.
think I mean the video might explain that. I'm not sure. Usually I use a compass. It's more natural to me as an artist, but you use whatever you have and it's round. So
Okay.
yes,
Thank you.
no, don't pretend you do it by hand. I
I
did one
definitely
strange
want to
enough.
try
Yeah,
this.
sorry. Let's. You want to?
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, this was interesting when I did it with these people, because nobody really has a compass around. They
Right.
actually had us put a pin or something in and then poke a hole in a paper.
Ah,
And so we were able to do it using different size circles based
that's a
on
nice idea.
whatever paper.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was an easy way. And so basically what they said they had us do, and it wasn't even necessarily pin, but it was something else. But I remember poking something. I had a pencil. I was holding something down. Oh, it was a thumbtack. So I found they wanted us to find a thumbtack. So I put a thumbtack in, and they had us do it on cardboard. And then we just were using and moving it around the mandala. And one of the things that they've told us to focus on is looking at the where the lines intersected as you were doing it. And so you could, so it was, so that's something you could use.
Yeah,
if you
no,
don't
a great
have
idea. I
compass.
never used, because not everyone necessarily has a compass, or unless you know in advance you buy a compass or something. But yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you. And yeah, intersection. Sometimes I put the illustration a dot where you have to continue the next step, so you know where to go with your. Otherwise, you don't know where you get lost in a way. So yes, it should be clear enough, because that's why I put video illustration. The illustration alone you might get confused, but with the video you follow me doing it. So it's might be more interesting to do. Yeah, so you helped me a lot, honestly, to understand what I'm doing. I'm doing right, and I'm doing, because I felt a bit sometimes deflated by the fact, oh, maybe that's not right what I'm doing, or maybe I'm not helping anyone. But actually, I want to carry on with this, and I want to have. It's not easy, honestly. It's not easy to find a lot of clients, because not everyone really get understanding. This kind of talk will help me to see through, and with people like you already kind of understand and more open-minded. But sometimes it's really hard. It's not hard to do the work. It's hard to find the client and the people that want to do it. So any sharing we'll appreciate anyway. To know anyone who could benefit, helping each other, and keep in touch as well. Be nice.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. And we are at the top of the hour. Anyone else want to say something, or Monica, to close this out, or you've already said what you wanted to say? We're closing this session. So again, I really appreciate you, Monica. You're from Cyprus. Amazing. We have this global
the side of the
community
world,
in this group with different time zone. Next week, the presentation is by Ria Burkhout, your mental fitness. So that is a great topic. Hope to see all of you there. So unless somebody else have something else to say, have a great week. Have a great weekend, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Thank you again, Monica, and all of you too.
Nice meeting all of you. I'll put the link in our chat. Yeah. Take care.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Thanks again, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Take care.
Bye.